Welcome to The Explainer, where today we're breaking down a huge shakeup in the world of aviation. We're talking about a Giants comeback and a rivalry that, well, it pretty much defines the skies. Okay, get this. For the first time in a long time, the numbers are in, and Boeing has officially outsold its great rival Airbus. We're looking at 1,173 net orders for Boeing compared to 889 for Airbus. That's a big gap.
So you got to understand, this isn't just a simple win. It is a massive comeback. This 2025 result, it could be a genuine turning point for Boeing, especially after years of some really serious turbulence.
But to really get what this all means, you need a bit of context, because this is so much more than just selling planes. It's the latest chapter in one of the fiercest rivalries in global business, where every single order, it really, really matters.
But here's the thing. To really understand what's going on, we have to look beyond that big headline number. We've got to ask a really crucial question about how we're even keeping score in this race.
So, does winning the sales crown mean the race is over? Not even close. What's so fascinating here is that there's this huge asterisk. There's a major difference between winning on orders and winning on production. Okay, so let's break this down. First up, aircraft orders. Think of these like getting a reservation at the hottest restaurant in town. It's a commitment, right? A promise for future business. It shows a ton of market confidence, and it means your calendar is booked solid for years.
Deliveries, though, that's when the meal actually gets served, and you pay the bill. This is the physical handover of the plane to the airline. And this is the really important part. It's when the manufacturer gets the bulk of the payment. It's the actual cash coming in the door right now. So, if we're just looking at the order book for 2025, it's a clear, decisive victory for Boeing. I mean, look at that. It was just a fantastic year for them, really driven by this huge demand for their new long-haul models and, a renewed confidence from some of the world's biggest airlines.
But, and this is a big but, when we look at actual deliveries, the whole picture just flips on its head. Airbus is still the one in the lead here, handing over 793 planes compared to Boeing's 600. So you could say that while Boeing is winning the future, Airbus is still leading the present.
Okay, so to really appreciate why this sales win is such a massive deal for Boeing, we kind of have to rewind the clock. We need to look back at the incredibly tough journey they've been on for the last few years. After their last win back in 2018, the company just hit a wall. They faced this incredibly turbulent period, grappling with the fallout from tragic crashes, the grounding of the 737 MAX, and just major production problems. It's that really difficult history that makes what they pulled off in 2025 so remarkable. And you know what? Even on the delivery front, where they came in second, there's a really important silver lining. Handing over 600 planes, that's a huge milestone for them. It's the most they've delivered in a single year since all that trouble started back in 2018. It's a powerful sign that their production recovery is finally gaining some serious momentum. So, where do we go from here? What does all of this mean for the future of flying and for this epic rivalry? Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture and the challenges that are still ahead.
Okay, so the crucial thing to remember is that this is not a simple sprint to the finish line. Both companies are battling these huge supply chain issues that are slowing everything down. And at the same time, demand is just through the roof, so airlines are having to plan way into the future. I mean, just as an example, think about Delta's recent big order for Boeing's 787 Dreamliners. You know when those planes are going to get delivered? The early 2030s. That's how far out they're booking.
And that brings us to our final big question. When you see that the future of the skies is already booked solid for pretty much the next decade, what does this sales win really mean? Is this a true permanent turning point for Boeing, or is it just one really good year on what's still going to be a very long-haul flight back to the top?